Our job here now with this additional plus up is to help facilitate the safe movement of civilian personnel out of Afghanistan.
The collapse of large parts of Afghanistan has been bewildering, but this US emergency evacuation is going to be seen by many as a stunning admission of failure and a signal for anyone in Afghanistan who can get out to do so now.
Afghanistan reeling as around 3,000 US troops set to deploy back into Afghanistan to help an emergency evacuation of some embassy staff and others out of Kabul as the Taliban's grip around the country tightens. With up to 3,500 troops to be stationed in Kuwait on standby, officials refusing to call the deployment a combat mission or an evacuation. This as the Taliban take key southern strongholds overnight. The country's second largest city of Kandahar fell after heavy fighting, the government releasing video of some of the clashes. And the key southern city of Lashkargah was toppled this morning. In just 1 week, they've taken at least 15 provincial capitals, including most of its major cities. This video, released by the Taliban, purports to show their forces taking key strategic sites. Fighters at police headquarters in Herat, the country's third largest city. The group also overtaking Ghazni, a key location on the road to Kabul. Most Afghan forces being overrun, either surrendering or defecting. Some fear the Taliban could take the country's capital in just weeks, possibly by the 20th anniversary of the September the 11th terrorist attacks.
Who would have possibly thought that 20 years on, this is where we would be ending up?
News that the FDA authorized booster shots for emergency use in high-risk patients as the Delta variant continues to surge.
These are for people who almost certainly did not get an adequate response to properly protect them in the first place.
This includes transplant patients, people on chemotherapy, and those on medications that suppress their immune system. But for young children, a crisis unfolding across much of the South. In North Texas, officials say they are out of pediatric ICU beds. And in Mississippi,
I feel like we're beyond a disaster.
So many COVID patients, officials preparing to open a mobile field hospital in the medical center's parking garage.
When you're seeing a field hospital at a major academic medical center, we're pretty much on the, at a collapse type system. This is not enough beds to support the state of Mississippi.
In Alabama, this mother of a 7th grader hospitalized with COVID.
You're on the COVID wing and you look in glass doors and there are kids of all ages and they all look just like Brody, struggling to breathe and everyone's in a hazmat suit.
To protect children, Dr. Anthony Fauci urging those who are eligible to get the vaccine to do so immediately.
Anybody around a child who can be vaccinated needs to be vaccinated.